game, we were obviously really far ahead in the beginning, and um, I feel like we should have easily 2-0'd them. The games really didn't feel hard, and the second, third game it showed that we just ran the whole game. And I know we're better mechanically than them. They're great people. They seem like they're great people. I always love the Brazilian, energy. It's amazing. But we run the show for tonight. I think in the first game, and honestly, even in the second game, we were really afraid, even though, we could have easily won the fights. We're just playing really afraid. In the first game, especially, I think we could have taken advantage of, our hall breaker, and we have silent pryos. We could have took advantage of it a lot harder. And then all the dragon fights, that's honestly, and from the beginning, just alone, macro alone, we were really far ahead. And the only way they could have came back into the game was play 5v5 and hope they coin flip and win the team fight, and then they win the game. I think instead of playing into that, we should have just played smarter, and we just play on sides even harder before we let them have a chance to come into the dragon pit. Um, we as a team, we prepare for every team that we face. Obviously, against Liberty, we didn't think it was going to be too difficult. As JDG, we knew that that was going to be the hardest team coming into this group. I think I answered the question. I don't know. I actually don't know. Do you think you could repeat the question for me, please?
Sure. Were you just preparing specifically for Liberty, or were
Okay.
you looking to improve the team as a whole?
Yeah. So I think our team, we honestly we came out really strong, especially from when we first came to Singapore, first started scrimming. We were actually, we were doing a lot better than our expectations. I'm really surprised of how much my team has grown. And obviously with the roster changes and stuff, we adapted so quickly. And our priority in all these matches is to play our best game and our personal best. And historically, Immortals has always been a tournament team. So even if we're not performing well in practice, on every tournament, we usually show up. And I'm really happy that we do, because the tournament is all that matters. But yeah, basically, we didn't really prepare specifically really hard for Liberty. We just did the simple, draft prep, and that's it. The way I don't really want to say the whole way an A plays, because I think um the whole region as a whole right now, it's not like all the teams play the same way. I think it's the really good NA teams. We have the same way of playing, and it's macro, focusing heavily on macro. And Brazil, it feels like they don't focus on macro at all. They just care about personal mechanics, and they hope their mechanics and team fighting can win them the game. It's not the right way to play this game, unfortunately, because if you're gonna be against like teams like China, they're always and teams like China and like SEA, they're always so good with their macro, and that's why what's so unique about our team is that we practice macro really hard, and that's why we're here. From scrims alone, I feel like we are a lot more superior to Latin America and Brazil, and I think we're also better than Europe. Uh, I think Brazil is definitely closer than Latin America and Europe, but it's the same type of thing where Latin America, Brazil, and Europe, they don't play for macro, and they're not really that good with macro. Most of the teams are just mechanically good, and they hope mechanics can help them win the game. And that's why I think NA, we actually care about macro, and we also have some teams with good mechanics, and I think that's what helps us, differentiate between our region and other regions.